Look at the people. Here again, let me just tell you this passage. You could look at it in 3 sections, really. Now, I'm oversimplifying, but in verses 1, 2, and 3, they flogged him, they put the crown of thorns on him, they mocked him and hit him. First 3 verses, major sin. Verses 4 through 15, you've got more sin, but now you're going to take a look at the people. You're going to get a real good look at personal sin through the different people. You're going to see worldly powers and religious powers. And then the last verse I've shared with you, verse 16, you see sin again at this highest peak, and then they handed him over to be crucified. Sin, sin, sin. Well, let's take a minute and just kind of skim over the people aspect of sin in the middle. You're going to see that there are powerful people, there are pompous people, there are pious people, and then there are poisonous people. At the end of the day, you still end up with only 2 real groups. You have the purchased and the purged. It's going to come down to what you do with Jesus. And in this passage, we get a very good look at some very bad perspectives. In the powerful people, it's Pilate. He's the obvious one. And let me just tell you this. If you study this passage, many people focus on Pilate, and this is what I struggled with. Everything I read and everything that I was looking at points back to Pilate. But you know what? This is not about Pilate. This is about the Prince of Peace. This is about the King. When you look at Pilate, what you see is the epitome of worldly power, and yet you see the utter portrait of weakness. He is an utter, total failure in every way. He has no courage. He has no character. He goes where the wind blows. He's ruthless. He's hard-hearted. And yet at the same time, he's an absolute coward. Literally a coward in every true sense of the word. A powerful coward. What a heinous and horrible thing. He has the opportunity to sit with, talk to, and interact with, gets the very truth from the King of Kings, and chooses to reject it because he's more interested in his political career and not ruffling the feathers of some who could lead to his trouble if they go over his head to his boss. He's the epitome of weakness and political correctness. He's got the power to crush them, and yet he bows down to them. And when he gets before the one true king, he chooses to have him killed. The worldly power is no answer here. The problem is sin. No matter how much power you get or what position you are in, you will never have the answer to the problem in the world's power. You see, anybody that leads people away from the one true gospel of Jesus Christ is poisonous. Every single one. Some of them are really sweet-looking, poisonous people. You and I have to come to grips with it. This is part of what this passage is showing us, that there's only one hope. It's Jesus the Christ, the King who would die for his servants.